right? A HellRaisers, an OG, they pick it. It's like could be 3, could be mid.
It's much scarier
could
that
be 4.
way too.
Exactly.
And I just I would be surprised if HR. I feel like you got to ban Tree here. I'm not sure how strong this hero is, but I know that against Pangolier, it seems like the best counter you can think of from the support role. And the synergy with Coddle Bristle is just nuts. You just buff the Bristle, he runs forwards. The AoE root really just shuts down what Pango wants to do in the early mid game. They take out the bat instead.
Okay.
Also, but. We'll see. I'm always partial to Coddle Bristle personally. I think this combo is just one of the better openers, and this to me is like what's been making VP so much more consistent, because every single game they have an opener like this. It's nothing too unnatural. It reminds me of, you know, when you think about the period they had the most success back when they still had Ramses and Roger on the team, was when they were effectively opening with one of the same 5 cores every game. Remember, like the DP, Tiny, they would Terrorblade sometimes. Like that was their bread and butter. Like you knew what VP would do, and they would kill you.
But that's why these 2 teams honestly stand out in the region, because even if they're down, they're not going to be afraid to stick to what they know and like the playbook that they have. Other teams, if they feel a loss out, they're like, okay, maybe we have to adjust this ban, maybe we have to pick this new hero. They instantly want to snap react to things, but these 2 teams are just very stuck in there. This is what we're good at.
And that's good then, right? Because you've got the practice with it, you are comfortable with it, even if your backs are up against the wall and it's not working out, you still know that system and your players can make the plays needed to make it happen then.
Exactly that.
Yeah. You don't see Ogre very often, but we see one now. It's a lot of melee heroes for HellRaisers. I'm not a huge fan of Ogre. I don't really understand the hero at this point, but I
think in this scenario, it's one of those moments where you need to open up the next phase. You need to pick a support, and you've got very mobile cores that have the flexibility there, and you need a support that can maybe obtain that vision for you to understand what's happening in the fight. If you think of like the secret style of an ogre from back in the day, he's the boy that just walks up the high ground, takes a couple spells, and then suddenly you have all these mobile cores going right on the correct heroes and just
I prefer it with I guess non-Ember cores. Like I want to pick it with something that has like a built-in, like a need for a move speed buff, whereas Ember obviously provides its own reach. Phoenix is another hero VP has been picking.
This now dismantles all the melee heroes that you have right now, but you do have the Bloodlust, and you have obviously 2 more picks to go, so it's not going to be too much of a strong Phoenix.
Yeah. Necro, we talked about it yesterday. Necro is probably one of your best picks against Bristle. VP banned out the Viper, but they obviously allowed the Necro through. No Vessel hero. The Phoenix Vessel hero. Yeah.
I think the main thing though.
Doesn't Coddle kind of own Necro too?
How does he own Necro?
I just feel like right now you're pretty susceptible to getting blasted in a team fight, but the Coddle ult egg.
But I feel like
you can also, I never see it used, so maybe this is kind of just a meme, but the offensive chakra into the mana drain.
That is the saddest spell in existence. Like back in the day, you'd chakra a man, you push him away, and it's like, ha, 0 mana. Now it's like, oh, he's got like 400 mana.
Yeah.
What's this? It's very underwhelming. No, but I think right now, what we see from HellRaisers is the fact that they've got 4 picks, 3 heroes, any lane, HellRaisers Classic. They still have that strong ability to pick that dominant cheese pick on last pick, and that's what they thrive off. So right now, they're very much in the comfort zone. You do have the run at you brutish lineup of VP right now, that you have the Bristle that can run in front, but I just feel that maybe this Necro, you can buy your auras, you can sit back a bit. I prefer the position of the draft from HellRaisers right now.
Okay, interesting. So what would you be hoping that we're going to see VP pull out the bag now?
I think Death Prophet's got to be banned, otherwise I'm sure it would have been picked up.
Yeah, I believe that was banned in the first phase.
Yeah, that would be the dream, but you want something... I could see them pull out a Silencer. I've been talking about this hero a lot.
Yeah, no, you keep wanting it.
I'd like to see something to cover the Phoenix.
Yeah.
There's the axe. Okay, cool. I was going to say any hero that can maybe protect your egg, because right now it's pretty hard to keep this egg alive.
This again, just VP is still in their comfort zone. I don't like Axe as a matchup, specifically into Necro.
Yep.
But it's Rezo's comfort, and he's had a difficult time adjusting the offlane, but he's gotten to a pretty comfortable spot, and he does much. I'm never afraid for Rezo and having like a real game of Dota if he's on something that can backlane effectively and abuse creep mechanics. He isn't as confident on heroes like that sort of require the laning phase, whereas Axe, Bat, Like, he doesn't really lane. He just goes to
Does his
farm
own
the
little
jungle
thing,
with
yeah,
the
yeah.
creeps, and there's nothing you can do to stop him.
So you want him to have freedom, right? You want him to be able to be in the best spot possible rather than have to play off of a hero
Yeah.
he doesn't want to be with.
That's my big gripe with how a lot of these more inexperienced teams play offlane. Like, there's no excuse for losing your offlane. Just don't play. If you can't win the lane, just go run to the creep waves. We saw that in, I think, the second game in this previous game where the support pulled behind tower. The other support chases him, so his offlane Pango just pulls the next creep wave, drags it to the easy camp. The core can't leave. You're stuck under tower. A hero kill is still not worth a creep wave, so...
But that's one of the, like, for example, like in a pub, if you think of that scenario, it's like the fundamental of people need to understand that you don't always have to win your lane by killing the hero that you're laning against. It's you're trying to find value out of a lane by doing other things, and for example, like General Pangolier, like we just referenced, you're finding ways to have your own game, and then sure, you give a carry 7 minutes of free farm, but you already know at 10 to 15 minutes you're going to dumpster him if you make the right rotations.
Now, T-Gov, I know you were kind of saying you're enjoying what we're seeing here from HR. What's the final piece to solidify that confidence in you with them?
Well, for them, I think, again, because they have last pick, you have to focus more on where VP is going to go. You see the HellRaisers ban, they ban it Invoker. That would have been a very strong pick. Obviously, Quaz Wex. That's good English there. English. I put my teeth in. There we go, lads.
Yeah. To quote Fear, I remember when I was playing with him in our misadventure in South America, he always got really upset. Storm makes sense. It's just a mid-game tempo controller. He always got really upset if I mentioned like what we would last pick before they pick. It's like, let's just see what they do.
That was my like indirect way to slide over the bank. Like, when a team has last pick, you have to focus on the
waiting
first,
to see what's going to happen before we make the strike.
Because you come in, like, effectively this last pick is completely reactive. Because VP's in a position where they have to take 2 cores. You see them complete their draft, and then HellRaisers gets the option for that overall last choice. I like the Storm, but this draft's a little slow, and Necro doesn't really have any counters right now. This is a pretty free Necro game right now.
I'd like to see them pick up a mid laner that can maybe pressure the Storm, force him back to the jungle, Ember carry, and then Necro offlane with the Pangolier, and then just go for the fact that your lanes will be dominant, and you'll collapse on the map while Axe is trying to farm up, Storm's trying to farm up, and then you don't really, like, your Bristleback might be trying, I think if you just pick a really high-tempo mid laner, you can just crush this game.
I can see them, it's not optimal, but I can see them just grabbing something like a TA.
Yeah, TA's fine.
You have...
I was trying to think if, like...
It's really just what they want to do, because you have too many options for us to really make an accurate call. Ember could go mid, Pango can be core.
I've learned from yesterday, don't try and predict a flexible draft laning phase. And they go for the Riki.
Into Axe Bristle, though. I get it, and you want to hunt this Coddle and the Phoenix and the Storm. Like, it makes sense, but I don't know if that...
But look at the cohesion of the team and how each hero on their team will deal with a different core, right? So you have Ember Vessel against the Bristleback. You have the Riki Smoke Cloud plus maybe Diffusal against the Storm. Necro, he's your tanky guy. Like, you have a component on every core for that early timing of if they want to go all-out aggression. VP cannot itemize for that very strong timing that they have, right?
I don't think you need to, though. I feel like as long as VP supports cast their ultimates in a 5-on-5, there's no way you lose a team fight for this entire game. None of these HellRaiser cores prioritize BKB, except perhaps the Ember Spirit, but I don't think that he's... it's not relevant, because there's always the Axe there. I just feel like this is VP's comfort zone. I think they're going to outscale, and unless HellRaisers absolutely like dumpster these lanes, there's no way for them to take objectives unless they have perfect rotations. Like, to me, this is just VP's comfort zone, and they're going to win.
So you're with VP. T-Gov, real quick, where you are?
I'm just going to go HellRaisers because I feel like we want to have a topic of discussion at the end of this game. So let's go 1 for 1, and then we've got the post game already ready.
He's playing the gentleman's agreement here.
Exactly.
He's
We are
giving
dressed
the
like gentlemen,
pick.
act like gentlemen.
Well, let's find out what Lacoste and Shiva have to say about this, because it's game time once again between VP and HR, and boy, it's going to be a big one.
It is indeed. Thank you so much. Indeed, here with Lacoste. And Lacoste, the panel said maybe VP's lineup is a little bit slow, but they should be able to take over HellRaisers anyway without that lack of, with that lack of a last pick, fast-paced hero. What do you think about this draft?
Virtus.pro, like 2 of their supports, Phoenix and Keeper of the Light, if they execute their ultis in a team fight correctly, I don't see them losing a fight. Also, the problem that HellRaisers have with their lineup is they have no tower damage whatsoever. So they need to be taking the correct fights and then going to siege. I mean, you want to group up around the Necrolite. One benefit that they have with the lineup is cutting into backlines, finding kills on this Keeper of the Light, Phoenix, once Ricky gets a defusal. Like, you have Pango plus Ricky, it's plus Ember on top of that, so it's a very strong lineup in terms of, like, just trying to kill the supports and then proceed to take a fight. And this is what VP is relying on.
Yeah, but like you said though, Ricky has got free gold on the map in the form of Keeper of the Light, if he gets decent items. So that's gonna be something to look out for. Can HellRaisers, I guess, slow down VP's lineup, even though they have a slow lineup already? I feel always, when you're watching Virtus.pro, main guy, no one. And on a Storm Spirit especially, if he gets a good start of the game, I would call it almost over. Do they have ways to properly deal with the Storm Spirit?
They have Cloud, they have Chains, and that's it. Like Reaper's side, but there is no real burst damage. So if they keep a good vision on side of Virtus.pro with the dusts, with the sentries, like Storm Spirit should have a really good game. I also know that no one loves to itemize differently. He's not that greedy of a player when he's playing. I've seen the game against Silencer. He killed the Silencer on a mid lane. He was playing against Iceberg, which should not happen. No one probably is the strongest mid laner in CIS region, and I would put him in like top 5 world probably. Like, at least in my book, I rate him very highly because of what he does. And I said he's not a greedy player. He tends to build like a defensive item when he plays a Storm Spirit, not just going for straight into Bloodstone. If it's needed, he gets a Yule Scepter to dispel, buy some time. He also tends to get like a Force Staff as well, which could be a good here, but I would prefer that he goes like Kaya into Yule Scepter. So you have ways of like dispelling, and you have Keeper of the Light in this game to replenish your mana.
Yeah. Do you then feel that if you're saying like all the relatively defensive items, or Kaya maybe a little bit less so, do you feel like Virtus.pro, if the game goes long enough, might lack some damage? Because their damage is like, you know, sustainable damage from the bristle, from the axe, and sure there's damage, but once you get a couple of BKBs and HellRaisers, like, what are you gonna do?
They don't have the great ways of dealing with the BKBs, that's for sure. But who wants to buy a BKB in this game? Like Ricky, maybe after the field, but depends how this game develops.
Yeah.
Necrolite is not the hero that buys a BKB. You buy a BKB on Necro, you know, like, you don't know how to play a hero. And Ember Spirit, okay.
Maybe he thinks it's really necessary.
I don't think you ever want to get a BKB on Necro. Like, there's always
Not even in this game, with like all magic damage.
Still, Hood. You also want to have ways of dispelling things like Goo, Battle Hunger, Spirit Vessel from Phoenix. So you want to get Guardian Greaves, tank up, get Lotus Orb after.
Fair. So no BKBs apart from maybe Ember, but even
Ricky.
He doesn't want to. Yeah, but they both don't want it as their first item.
Well, not unless they want to lose the game, you know. It's been a while since Kian and me casted the games together.
I know exactly when we casted the game together.
What was it?
Stage.
All right, now I remember. So it was. It
was
the
on
WePlay,
a snowy hill.
Yes, Bookable show match.
Yes.
Which did not end well for the English-speaking talent.
No, we watched the phenomenal mid lane of Synderen Necrophos versus Dendy Mars, where Synderen got absolutely demolished.
Yeah, that was when Mars was busted. Just kidding.
Synderen wishes it was so. We can say it, and some people might believe it. We have got maybe a little bit of a rune battle going on, but I think it's gonna... Yeah, no, never mind. Everybody backs off. It's gonna be a quick 2-for-2 on the runes. Any lanes that stand out particularly for you when you're gonna watch this game?
I want to watch Ricky always, like how much he can get out of the laning stage. It's not the same hero as he was before. He can get a lot from the laning stage, has a high region. Look at it, 5 per second. What? He's like an old Nyx assassin.
Yeah, he is a scary one, actually. And I said that the runes were going to be 2-for-2. Now that this raid, Zayaj can't really go back anymore to grab his. So it will be 3 towards HellRaisers.
Many mistakes were made so that they don't happen after. Like, this is probably the only mistake you're going to make throughout this whole game. I can feel it.
Okay, thank you.
I'll be the one with the bald and the stupid predictions.
Oh, that's a real comfort for me because normally, any prediction that I made is stupid, and some are bold, some are not. So
Usually it's our panel, but
well, to be honest, I mean, once the Storm was picked, it was Kyle. Even though he said VP was gonna win, he did say also VP had a slow lineup, and I kind of feel like he's covering for himself.
I feel Kyle is still angry because of that Storm Spirit dropping Yule Scepter. One of the reasons why he hates the hero.
That could be. That could definitely be. And then obviously T-Governor said, I'll go with HellRaisers to make sure it's an even matchup. Also a cop-out prediction there. Oh, Funnick is taking a lot of damage here. He has, of course, got the stick. And ILTW is making use of the mana to build those charges on the stick up. But, I mean, that's a risky place to be.
He does not have a flask to work with, and this is what you want to give to your Pangolier, like a Tusk. I prefer that your support gets level 2, and then you have an extra way of slowing things down, and you deny the full creep wave from the enemy. So your offlaner doesn't get the XP, but your position 4 does, and you deny the whole wave. And he was already okay. Does this actually block this sentry ward? It does not.
It is not. Do you feel Roger is going to be able to roam around a lot? Is Funnick going to be okay here once he gets level 3 or so? Are we going to see a lot of people splitting away from the lanes, even on the bottom lane perhaps? Whoa. Okay, never mind.
I'm not sure if Roger wants to make a rotation on a mid, maybe around 4-minute rune to give a bottle charge to his Ember Spirit or just control it so the Storm Spirit can't get it.
Yeah.
Mid lane going in favor of no one. It's a Storm Spirit favorite matchup, and I'd say no one is a better laner. There is a lot of kill potential. You overextend. Electric Vortex. I love the 1-1-1 build on Storm.
Yeah, and we already established he's also the best mid planer in the region. So it doesn't really matter what kind of matchup Xania has against him. No one actually. He's just gonna pop the shield there. He has to be a little careful, but it is Courier Cane with the regen, so he'll be okay. But yeah, that lane is gonna be no one favored almost regardless of what matchup you have.
Slight is ready again. Let's see if he wants to cancel it. The new flask. Timer got extended by 2 seconds.
Me Pushka will die to Reza for the first blood. He tried to stop the pull from happening, or rather the creep cut. Didn't work out the way he wanted it to.
So now Axe has a boost of speed. I don't think you can contest him anymore, and there's a ton of overtime damage. Even though it's Ogre, you still need to be careful. Yeah. You're playing against Axe and Phoenix, a lot of slow overtime damage. 30 seconds until the rune spawn, and Necro. He decided to go for also 1-1-1 build. Wants to have that extra regen and defensive wave against the Quill Spray.
Yeah, do you like it?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I mean, he's gonna get levels anyway.
Yeah.
I think some of the heroes really got crippled because denies don't get you gold anymore. For example, Necro, you want to deny as much as possible to get the charges on your aura. Mid lane, Xani.
Yeah, he has to pop his Fairy Fire, but I don't think it's enough. Ooh, Zayaj even already turning around with that last spirit, Real man, though, look at the explosions. So he gets a nice kill, helping out no one. In the meantime, ILTW also might be in some trouble. He does have solo backing him up, but it's enough to force him back. So there's that. He lives, he's fine, he has a salve.
That's why I wanted to see rotation from Pangolier to try to secure the rune for Ember Spirit. Yeah. And the Storm Spirit was already having a much better time. He is level 5 at the moment. Just TP out. It's gonna be effective. Yep.
I was never worried. Do you like the Ogre now with the Orb of Venom? I feel like there's not a lot of people to punch for him in the lane, so I don't you don't want to buy Hedrits anymore because you can just stand next to the tower and that's fine. As HellRaiser once again having the majority.
Use that Orb of Venom, Ogre.
I mean, yeah, it's just not doing anything for him. You're laning against a Phoenix and an Axe, so your Orb of Venom is gonna be almost useless because you're gonna get either hit by spirits or you're gonna make him spin. And it's not good in this scenario.
I agree. He could have gone for more region in the laning stage, or just get like passy so he can spam his spells. It's not that he's gonna be punching the Axe or Phoenix anyway. You can't get close to Phoenix, but he has boots, which is kind of surprising.
He saved up for those.
0-2-0 with boots.
And with the help of Roger, also was able to prevent Resolution from cutting more waves. So there's a little bit of a silver lining there. That being said, though, VP overall across the board on every lane is doing quite well. And that might be the Casticers, as no one now is being surrounded by both Roger and Xani. He's waiting for the 6-minute rune, but unfortunately for no one, it was on the bottom lane. And it was an arcane rune. He would have loved to have that, but Zayach had to take it before Pushka took it on that bottom lane. But still, 3-0 in favor of VP. And they're doing quite well. Do you feel like this should be the time where HellRaisers should get ahead, considering if the speed of VP is so low? Like, this would be the time where HellRaisers is ahead?
They don't have anything against Necro. He has 12 stick charges, pretty hard to take down.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have any kind of magical burst. At one point, Phoenix will build a Spirit Vessel, but I believe Necro will have one ways of dispelling it. And look at this aggression. They took over the outpost, and now Ricky TPs.
Yep, and with the 5 of them, they can take down no one, and they're actually looking for more HellRaisers. They just want to battle, and they're gonna get to battle with Phoenix coming into here as well. No level 6 yet, but this stack is worth fighting for.
Wait, what is happening?
I mean, they just want to have this stack. Surely, it's all about the nukes here. Illuminate taking a lot of
Solo got a lot of those.
Yeah, Solo is going to be a happy camper there, and it forces HellRaisers out. Once that stack is gone, it's like, but what is that? 10 heroes in the dire jungle, or 7.5 minutes in? Why? Like, is it that important? Like, a camp like that, a stack like that, is it that much of a game changer?
You know why? Neutral creeps base bounty values increase back 10%. So that's why. Like, they wanted to get that sweet-ass gold in the jungle. I've never seen this, I gotta be honest. This is 10 heroes fighting for a 1 stack.
Yep. With all those neutral creeps dying, with both teams having heroes around them, also meant that there were no neutral items dropping from any of them.
Yes, and I love the build on Ricky.
Yeah.
Like, he had 1-3-1 build. You don't expect Ricky to get early point in smokescreen, which actually got them a kill on no one. So now he needs to be careful.
Whew, Pushka. Oh, that's unfortunate. He tried to teleport out as well. He's gonna be, unfortunately, having to use his legs. Little short fat legs to get back into the lane he wants to go to. Also, Arcane Rune for Solo. It's a nice one to have. Make sure
he needs to give that to Storm Spirit. Like, give it straight away or I'm reporting you. Like, right now, give mana and... No. It's armor and it's 10 damage for Storm.
Alright, fair. I just see that item and it's like, ooh, we support item.
Yes, but
I
you...
understand.
Like, neutral items work, if you're a support, they work in a way where you are having like an older brother. So once your older brother gets used some of the stuff. Exactly.
Do you need to talk to a professional, Lacoste? You okay?
No, I'm good. We're fine.
Or
but
are you the older brother?
No. I was a younger brother. I was always player 2, playing Luigi and some other unfun characters.
Oh, sad.
Even though I like Luigi now more than Mario.
Nostalgia does that to you. Alright, we got Outposts.
Maybe I need to see someone.
You do. Outpost in 30 seconds, and HellRaisers already making sure that at the moment they have control over both of them. And we see Pushka standing around, wanting to make sure that if anybody tries to contest it, he's going to be there. But on the bottom lane, on the bottom outpost, that's where I think Solo and no one might grab that outpost. They want to grab Roger first, and with the Illuminate, they definitely can. Rezo coming in time. That should be in time to grab it, and nobody here to interrupt it. So it will be a 1-for-1. Oh. No one, again, hoping for that rune, but Kansi got it first. Xani. I keep saying his name wrong.
What did you call him?
Kansi?
Johnny?
No, but I could. That would be even easier.
So Ricky taking a tier 1 tower on the top lane. He will get the last hit. Man, he's so close to Diffusal Blade. Just to 1.3k gold off.
He's the highest farmed hero on the map. I think he was on the lane almost all the time, apart from when we had 10 people into the dire jungle. And then he came there, got the kill on the storm, and he's like, all right, you know, I got what I came for, stuck around for a little bit for the fight, but then backed off and continued to farm. He's having a great game.
He is. And this is a free Necro game. Like, if they execute this properly, and if they play it correctly, it's one of those games where your Necro should not be able to die.
Ooh, that's
It's a bold statement, and I might be wrong. Let's see.
Whoa! Caster Curse in full effect, perhaps. Supernova coming up. Funnig, he's healing back up, though he's fine for now. And the Supernova is the one to fall. Now the silence. No one is able to run away from that and ball out afterwards. He still has a little bit of mana left. Might be able to chain him, and with the Rolling Thunder, no mana left on no one, and he cannot get out unless Solo gives him a mana.
Oh, Reaper Scythe.
Can't do that. The Reaper Scythe will be able to take him out, and that's 2-0 for HellRaisers. And it all started with Virtus.pro actually being the one to make a move on Funny.
Well, seems like they did not check Necro's items. I mean, he had like 15 magical launch charges, full mech, and if he gets just tanky items for his team, get a pipe, Guardian Greaves, he should not be able to die. Definitely.
And were you the one saying that one of HellRaisers' weaknesses in this game was that they didn't have a lot of things to hit towers?
They don't, yes. But they need to group around, get the kill, and then transfer that into a tower. They can't really just group up around and siege. They could once Necro gets like another defensive item.
Yeah, because it seems like they're tackling that problem very well. They've already taken down 2 towers. One obviously was basically free for the Ricky, and the other just after a one team fight. They are making sure that any space that they're getting or any fight that they're winning, they are turning into objectives and map control.
They were playing correctly with the siege creep units. Now Ricky has full diffusal blade in 400 gold plus a poor man's shield, so that's gonna be a ton of damage. Keeper of the Light needs to get level 6. How's Blink going? Yeah, it's gonna be an okay timing for Virtus.pro. They should use a smoke in the next minute. You can see Phoenix just bought one, so they're waiting for level 6 on Keeper of the Light and Blink on Axe. Then they're gonna make a rotation. Ideally, you would want to kill either Ricky or Ember Spirit.
I think with the Axe call, you can basically lock down anybody long enough.
It's a level 1 call.
Right. Oh, but they do have maybe then some extra time to get no one in there as well. That doesn't mean that he has to join the gank. Do you feel like they have enough to take down, well, the targets that you said? The Ricky or the Ember?
Well, depends who's standing behind him. You can see that the HellRaisers are kind of expecting things. They're all lurking around the mid lane, pretty much. Okay, I'm glad that Necro is switching back. I saw Yule Scepter build up.
Fango thought he could de-ward. Roger is going to pay for that one.
Okay, so now they know Axe has a Blink Dagger, and they will start to play a bit more defensively, I would say, in terms of like showing on the lanes with their supports. Ricky has a diff, and now you also want to play aggressive.
Okay.
Maybe that sounded stupid, but I just don't want to see like your position 4s and 5s on the map, because that gives Virtus.pro ability to just like jump them if you're showing on the other lanes, especially like the semi-defensive ones with the Pangolier. Rolling Thunder could interrupt their combo.
Yeah, they find Ricky. He's able to jump away for now. Still stuck though, and with the blinding light, making sure he's stuck underneath the Ignis Fatus. But his team is backing up, and it is no one that dies. It is the Phoenix that dies, and it is Virtus.pro that is running away. They didn't get a single target. They didn't get the Ricky. They didn't get a support even. They didn't even get close. ILTW will at least, okay, he got a courier. Yay!
Well, at least it's something.
Whew, that was some lightning fast reactions from HellRaisers.
Yeah,
like, they were all there.
Seems like they learned a lesson from the previous kill. They understood how Virtus.pro is going to play this one out. And once Necro shows up with that mech, also Ricky is a hard target to kill if you can't just lock him down. They used Ignis, they used Call plus a Vortex. It was not enough. And now Storm Spirit's game, like, he's crippled. If Ricky jumps on him, there's only one defensive ability, and that's Will-O-the-Wisp, which is pretty long cooldown.
Yeah, exchange in the meantime where Roger dies, but also Nyx get a kill on the axe. So overall, the exchange in favor of HellRaisers once again. This Riki is starting to look like a problem, and normally, actually, recently, I've not been super impressed with the carry Rikis. But this Ricky's feel like he's just had a free game.
Maybe you were just watching the wrong games.
That might be too. That might be.
Strong laner, like he had an amazing time on the bottom lane, and you can see already HR, they are playing against the siege creep units because they really lack tower damage.
ILTW, we haven't really talked too much about him. I feel like he's a I was gonna say a side piece. Solo is also a side piece. He dies. But I feel like ILTW in this game is a little bit of a side piece to no one's Storm Spirit. Do you feel like he's fat enough to be the bristleback that Virtus.pro needs in this game?
Not really. He's sitting at only good at the moment. Wow.
Can they? He just burned all his mana for a creep wave, and he will die for that one. He was being hunted. Okay. A little bit underestimating his opponents there for no one. In the meantime,
you're not killing Golger. You're not even killing this bad boy.
Saved. And that is the most tanky hero on the map dying. Two of the most tanky heroes on the map dying in a row, and they are not done yet. They found Solo as well. The jump misses from Roger, but they should still be able to take him down. Can Solo just run away? He's trying. Sunny is chasing him down though, and yeah, I mean, it's a keeper of the light. What's he gonna do?
Well, knowing Virtus.pro,
crushing it.
I mean, I would not be surprised if they just GG out early.
Oh.
Ricky's going straight into BKB, which I like. They have nothing besides like a call and some quell sprays during the BKB timing, and no one. He definitely needs a defensive item right now. I just want to see which one he builds. Like, you can't afford to get a Bloodstone, and he queues up BKB.
Is that like their way back into the game? Because I feel like they need a little bit more than that.
Problem is, these two supports can't make any aggressive rotation. You don't have a guaranteed stun. Your Phoenix most likely just wants to play with Axe. But I don't think that's enough at the moment. Like, these Bristleback still wants to farm up. You want Storm Spirit to be involved, get a kill. Full pipe on Bristle. He is tanky, but remember, you're playing against like Riki, you have Necro, there's a full Spirit Vessel on Ember Spirit, and also I love the way HR are itemizing in this game. Going for Deso on Ember Spirit, so that's going to be some tower damage as well, and also just shreds through the supports.
Yeah, they successfully pinpointed the weakness of VP and just are trying to play faster than Virtus.pro at the moment, and it is working out. They are 7k gold ahead. It's 13-7 in terms of kills. Looks like VP would do want to jump here. They jump on the Ember. Do they have enough damage to take him down? Ignis Fato's coming out as well, but Roger is already here. Supernova coming out as well, but at the moment, nobody is stuck in any of these ultimates. Maybe Roger is the only one in a little bit of trouble here. Getting chased by Rezo and ILTW, and they will take him out. But the rest of HellRaisers are safe, and without any ultimates on Virtus.pro, they have to be a little bit more careful.
Ricky's backstabbing.
Yeah, together with Funnick, looking for a target. Would be nice to kill off the Solo. Juicy little keeper of the light, but they don't want to force it too much. It's ILTW and no one are there again. Funnick is healing back up. He's got his Greaves still available as well. And Virtus.pro, they get the kill and they don't lose anybody. But they just lose everything.
They used 2 ultis, half Store's mana to get a kill on position 4 Pangolier. The thing is, HR don't have that much damage to take out Roche. Man, Ricky's so far. Where's he getting the gold from? That's going to be a BKB in the next minute.
Yeah, he's just non-stop hitting creeps. And he has not died yet. And he's involved in 9 out of the 13 kills. He's got 5 of them himself. He's just actually having the almost perfect game. Life's been good to him here in this Dota game. Top of the net worth. Poor Virtus.pro. What do they do to come back to this? Because it is a comeback. They did get, during that fight, the gold difference actually shifted a tiny bit back towards VP. But I guess that is just the killing of the Pango and not taking into account, obviously, like everything else.
How many bounties did they get? 1, 2 bounties, so even trade. You know things are not going well when your axe buys a bracer after a blink.
Oh, that is a little unfortunate. But, bright side, HellRaisers can't really do anything without winning a team fight. Like, they can't really push that hard. As you said, they can't really siege unless they're even super duper far ahead. They will try to look for that team fight, though. They have just smoked up. They're smoking up behind Funnick and Nyx. We can see the minimap, though. They're not really going to find anybody. Maybe they can just sneak in a Roche.
I thought they were gonna wait for Ember Spirit to finish off the Deso to go for Roche, but seems like they've had enough. And this is where Storm Spirit should get a lot on the map if they're not showing up. He is afraid because he does not know where they're playing right now.
Yeah.
Not the best Roche taking lineup, so it's gonna take them like 35, 45 seconds.
I mean, that seems to be enough to not really raise any suspicion on VP. Nyx will instantly teleport bottom to farm that wave. He's actually first seeing if there's still a storm hiding in the trees. Was not the case. Aegis on Xani. Do you think that they're gonna try to use that Aegis straight up? Are they gonna continue trying to push the issue in Virtus.pro, or will they wait until VP gets restless?
I believe HR understands that Virtus.pro is much, much weaker than them right now. They're just waiting for the next set of items. Ricky is so farmed up, so it feels like he might even get like one or half an extra item. They're waiting for Ember Spirit to finish off that Deso, so it's going to be much easier to siege, and then you can like have a bait. He hits the tower with Deso, rest of the team is grouped up, and Nyx just gets a solo kill on Zayats.
I mean, easy bird. Can't really fly away from under a cloud on the refusal. I feel like Nyx can find both Coddle. Actually, no Force Staffs are there yet for the support, so no Force Staffs is dead supports. It's very simple. And he's hunting again, together with the rest of his squad. And I guess as long as they don't find anybody and nobody comes to fight them, they can just continue hitting the towers. Might as well. No, you can tell HellRaisers really want to fight. They really want to fight these kills, but Virtus.pro is just not in a position to take these fights, and they know that. Is no one gonna get scouted out? There is a smoke. He doesn't see them at the moment, but the smoke is about to break. They know. They ping him out. They should just get him. They get the chains on him. The Rolling Thunder as well. No TP out yet for him, or no attempt to... Yeah, ball lightning out is UP enough. They don't have enough lockdown for him. Actually, he's jumping further, but the TP out now happens, and he's fine. A lot of effort
Not
for that.
the best place for Pango, so that he can bounce off. Like, you know that he will have time. Even with the Blink Dagger, you can't just chain stun him there.
Smoke up for Virtus.pro now. Knowing that they're split up, but... they're no longer split up. HellRaisers is already back together again. And Virtus.pro, I guess... Oh, they already have the outpost. It's easy talking for us, of course, when we have helicopter
We can see the
vision.
whole map, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Virtus.pro is just guessing at this point. They don't really have any vision other than in their triangle. They are a little bit poor on that regard.
Just play around your vision, lol. I mean, they would need to be stuck inside that triangle for a very, very long time.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to maintain the vision. You're playing against Ricky. Your support tries to get a ward down. Ricky gets a kill. I mean, same goes for Ember Spirit. Like, he is extremely farmed right now. Deals ton of damage on this Necro. Full greaves, full pipe. Builds another way of dispelling things. I see Yule Scepter, and no one actually finished Bloodstone. I see Aghanim Scepter queued up, so that's one extra way to defend the egg.
Yeah, but is it like it's not a way to save himself?
It's not.
Who's gonna get the Force Staff? Oh, wait a second. Nyx getting jumped upon with Ignis Faudas. They're coming out as well from solo. Can they take him down? BKB's already popped. And he finds himself on the high ground together with his team. And now the Rolling Thunder at the back from Roger, holding the Phoenix in place. No Supernova for you. Resolution. That Cole's not going to save you either. And now the rest of VP back to their high ground, perhaps. The buyback from Rezo came out as well. They want to continue fighting this. And they almost take down the Aegis, but not quite. He is fine for now.
Heal up Ricky, use that Spirit Vessel.
Yeah, and
so tanky, like they can't just burst him down. But now Storm will zip in, zip out, defend it.
Yeah.
Age is still up and running for another minute.
They find ILTW. He's a tanky person though, but they chain him up. The vessel's already active, and they should be able to take him down underneath this cloud. The essence ring keeps him alive a little bit longer, but not long enough for him to survive. It's looking pretty rough for VP. There is still a buyback available for ILTW. Storm, they gotta jump back in. Rezo gets a jump on two. Nyx
That's a good combo.
A lot of damage being done to VP, but without Nyx, HellRaisers, they exit the stage.
I love to see Rezo on these fighting heroes that can make a good initiation. When he first joined the Virtus.pro, I was really not impressed, but it took him a bit more time than usual, I would say. But now what he's doing is pretty impressive.
Oh, no one. He tries to TP out, but already cancelled it because he saw Roger coming. With a double jump, there is enough damage to take him down during that disable, and that is a no buyback Storm. He does not have the gold unless there are some runes picked up. You know, he's missing 220 gold.
Well, there's still two runes on the top lane
there
now.
Are 2 runes on the top lane.
Bango's gonna pick that one up.
Yeah, Roger realizing. Yeah, it wouldn't be enough either. It would just be 180 gold, so it's not going to be enough. And they can't at least go high ground because they want the Ricky when they go high ground as well. So, silver linings for VP. Still though, HellRaisers definitely in favor of this game. Still 12k gold, 18-9 in kills, looking pretty solid.
Oh, Rezo, don't show up. One wave too much.
No, we've all been there. Just one more wave, guys, and he's gonna teleport out. Is he gonna get interrupted? Nah, nobody is in time to stop that from happening. Oh, and actually, if there were any other wards on the map, Pushka's gonna take him out because he has himself a gem. So, he put all his savings into that. Important for him to not die, though, because giving a gem away against a Ricky is pretty scary. But Pushka is confident that he is a tanky ogre.
It would give Virtus.pro ability to take control of their own jungle. Right now, they're controlling both outposts, and now they can TP to those and backstab easily. Quickening charm for both teams.
Nice. Do you want that instead of the Arcane Rain on the Storm? Or no?
Is there anyone better that can hold it? Not really.
Oh, well, ILTW with a Quickening Charm could be quite funky. Hold that thought. HellRaisers jumping in the back, finding Solo first. He has got that Ghost Scepter, but they won't save him from a Pushka stun. They also find ILTW with the Rolling Thunder. Xani and Funny trying to chase him down. There is a Reaper Scythe available, but it's used on the Axe. Resolution, no buyback available. He just used it. He is out for the count, and ILTW also will join him in the grave. 2 heroes left alive for Virtus.pro. They weren't even in the fight to begin with. Zayach and Solo, Zayach and no one are just, yeah, they're just going to watch from the sidelines where their base is going to get
dead for a minute and 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Buyback, extra timer, plus a Reaper Sight. And as I said, Phoenix should not die, and he still has 0 deaths on the board.
As free of a Necrophos game as it can be. At least no one able to clear out the creep wave. Oh, we're still looking for him, but won't be able to find him. The backdoor protection didn't kick in yet, though, because the creeps did die close enough in the range, it seems. And they also used the fortification for that, just to force that backdoor protection on. Can they go high ground, you think? Or do you think they still will wait? They don't have an Aegis anymore. They might want to wait.
You wait for the next Roche. Cheese plus Aegis. You give it to Ricky and your Ember Spirit, and then you try to go and end the game. Ricky with the Mindbreaker. Yummy.
Mindbreaker and Nullifier is just... This is...
Ghost Scepter, not very effective. Let's see how it works. The spell, bam.
Feels bad. Oh, there goes another one. And that... I mean, that was 2 supports just in a matter of seconds. Out. Done. At least Phoenix is buyback. So there's that. Silver linings.
Bristle, let's see if he goes for bounty runes. I mean, he is tanky. He has a way of dispelling things with Lotus Orb. But right now it's just HellRaisers who are controlling the map.
Yeah. I mean, what at this point, like, what is Virtus.pro to do? What is their way back? Is there a way back for them in the game?
It's a really tough spot. I mean, there's always a comeback if enemy overextends, but even if you make 1-2 small mistakes on HellRaisers, I still feel like it's not enough for Virtus.pro to like take any kind of control. It's easy to say, yeah, Virtus.pro needs to take a fight in Roche, steal cheese and ages, but it's not going to happen because right now HellRaisers team fight is still much stronger. Even though Virtus.pro, they have Will-O-Wisp plus Phoenix ulti.
Oh, it also looked like Xani was fighting together at the bottom with Rezo and no one, but in the mid lane, that's where the real fight's happening right now. Nyx forced to put on his BKB, is just starting to hit the Ignis Fadas, is not going to be a nuisance anymore. The Supernova also used, but no kills on either side means a win for HellRaisers, because those big ultimates are the only reason, or one of the big reasons, why Virtus.pro is able to hold high ground as well as they are.
Without those ultis, 1.5 and 2 minutes on Will-O-Wisp, Roche will respawn just now, and I love this. When teams are using Courier to scout the Roche pits.
Yeah.
I mean, you're controlling the map anyway. Even if your Courier dies, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's just efficiency. Making sure, like, nobody is gonna go to the Roche pit of Virtus.pro. They can't get there. That's not their territory. They have to cross some borders to get there, and borders are closed. No one to use on the bottom lane. He has got backup. I like the way of playing. They did that before as well. No one will zip through the wave and will make sure that, you know, the wave is pushing out. And then Rezo, just in case no one's getting hunted, which he has been hunted quite a few times. Rezo and Zayac will be there to protect no one, just in case.
Now they switch things around. They give Ricky ages because they saw Ricky can still die, not tanky enough at the moment, even with BKB. If Axe gets a first jump, they could still kill him.
Yeah, and Xani is the one with the cheese, so he normally takes a bit more gradual damage. He can have that time.
Alright, I want to see some Pog champs in the chat. Necro with the Holy Locket. Man, I thought this item was completely dead.
I think everybody thought that. I think...
Sometimes on IO...
Like, I have this magic stick in my inventory. What am I going to do with this wand? Like, what is ultimate efficiency? Upgrade the wand. There you go. When's the last time you saw Holy Locket?
Last time I was checking the useless item list.
Yeah. Oh, it's, I mean, do you think it's, like, is it doing something? Because it used to be bugged for the longest of times, right?
Bugged? I've never heard about any bugs. I mean, it's enough for me to read. To know that the item is not very strong.
Oh, ILTW, he was so tanky. He's gonna get some assistance and he will live. Especially with that pool coming out on Phonic from no one.
You don't go on a target with the Holy Locket. It's just too much. How do you even make that item? The Ring of Thrask, Energy Booster, Magic Wand, and Recipe. I'm not even kidding. I did not know how to make that item.
Nobody. That's because nobody makes it. You know, it's like, why would you make it?
I've crossed it on my list to not buy it.
Oh, I thought like you crossed it on your list because you saw it on, you know, in one of the games. It's like a bingo card. Holy Locket build, check. I must say though, Pushka's on the winning team right now. You know, he's this Ogre Magi. He already went for the Orb of Venom at the start of the game, which we both were not impressed by, and he still only has that Orb of Venom together with some Tranquil Boots and Midlanes. He is the most selfless Ogre of the lands. This is a very poor Ogre Magi for a winning game. Normally you'd expect at least one item. He does have 1900 gold. But you want to save for buyback as well. I say the poorest in the land. Obviously, Keeper of the Light is even poorer. But we're not counting the losers at the moment.
Which head do you think is the reasonable one on Ogre? Like the one that says save the gold? Otherwise, the other one says buy the Midas?
Both? I can make a case for both.
I mean, they both combined have IQ of like... Not more than 40. No one.
He's gonna get found. Roger is able to knock him back as well. And there he goes. He has buyback. That was very clever from Nyx. He had a smoke up there as well, making sure that it was undetected as he was hunting him down.
things are rough when
Yeah.
the only thing you can say, yeah, but at least he has a buyback.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we've been having this conversation for the last, like, what, 10 to 15 minutes? Like, what are Virtus.pro's ways back into the game? I think at least the longer the game goes, like, it's not going to get easier, but it's giving HellRaisers more chances to maybe mess up. And Virtus.pro is a team that can really make use of enemy mistakes.
Ask me the question again, Sheaves. I'll give you the answer.
All right. What can Virtus.pro do to get back into this game, Lacoste?
There you have it.
Oh, crickets. That's very sad. That's even sadder than saying, you know, oh, it's difficult, which was your very diplomatic answer before this one. We're about to see HellRaisers go high ground. Ooh, a big jump in by Nyx. He finds himself the Phoenix. Has got Supernova available. Will be forced to use it. Ignis Fato's there as well. But nobody is stuck in that anymore. And that's it. And that's the whole big team fight used by Virtus.pro, and the health bars of HellRaisers looking as healthy as ever. Fortification now used as well. ILTW. I mean, the tankiest of heroes still not really comfortable coming too close. Oop, that is support stuck into the cloud. Nyx is taking a lot of damage though. He's got to be careful here, but of course he has an Aegis. He is using his BKB to get himself out of there. ILTW battling it out with Sani. Nobody dying just yet. No one. There he goes. That's a kill right there for Virtus.pro. They get Sani. He did have the cheese and the BKB, which he did not use, which is unfortunate. The pool lasting a little bit too long there. But at the moment, those are the only two kills. A Keeper of the Light and an Ember Spirit. I think, actually, Virtus.pro should be happy with this trade.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they used 2 ultis, didn't get anything out of that, but they grabbed a kill on Spirit. HR, they were just waiting for 35-minute mark, so there's 2 catapults spawned at each lane, and all the lanes were pushed in. So if you check the towers, a lot of tower damage on the sides. Still, no one has buyback, and like he's going all in. He needs to risk stuff, otherwise if he goes for a BKB, it might just be an issue. Necro.
He's tanky as ever, still hasn't died, still has got the Greaves as well. In the meantime, Nyx jumping forward, want to go for no one. He tries to zip, but he can't make it out with Roger on his tail. Resolution now taken out as well, and ILTW, I mean, they're not even going to try for him. The buyback comes out for Rezo. HellRaisers backing off. That was another Supernova used. Yep. Not useful for anything. Nobody died. I mean, the Ember is still dead, but he can come back soon. Or the push, the siege, if you will, is lasting long enough for him to join his team again in a second. And he will still have the cheese. And he has BKB.
They still have a tier 1 tower on a mid lane to TP. I mean, he could have TP'd to Outpost. Yeah. Let's go. No one has buyback. We've said this a couple of times. When is the time to use it?
Is it now? Solo. Quite a beat in there, but Nyx already went for a different target. They're just going for the buildings. They realized that they should just hit the buildings. That's the way to end this game. Nice stunts coming out on this Bristleback. Taking quite the beating here indeed. Nyx jumping forward. Going for the tricks of the trade. The BKB is active for ILTW. In the meantime, Rezo jumping into the back, getting a call off, but the Rolling Thunder again from Roger, and Rezo is dead with the Reaper's Scythe. Almost 2 minutes without the axe. No one coming back here. He's still... Well, he doesn't have buyback anymore. He actually does not have the gold.
Necro dropping low.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Full HP.
Up again. Well, they can't get ILTW. He doesn't have buyback. And, I mean, at this point, I'm shrugging. I don't know a sound that represents shrugging. I don't know what Virtus.pro can do here. Like, sure, they killed Sani. I don't think they'll be able to do it again, because this time he'll be able to use the cheese in time.
Yeah, and Resolution will not respawn until game 3.
At this rate, another. This is the 3rd Supernova up this siege.
That's a full egg.
Yep, and that egg is still dead though. That is.
They try to go for a combo, failed to do so. GG.
They haven't called it yet. You know, no one is still alive.
No one's still playing.
Why didn't I see it? I didn't see it.
Well, maybe you played with some of them and you muted them.
There's implying I play at that